Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. Before I get started on today's video, just want to thank everybody for supporting the channel. Getting really close to 2,000 subscribers. I'm only 14 away. So if you guys do enjoy the content, or if you're new here and you want to follow more Miami Heat and NBA content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So the Miami Heat right now are apparently getting a bunch of lowball offers for Jimmy Butler. So we all know Jimmy Butler requested a trade, and right now it was reported by ESPN the Miami Heat don't like their hand right now at all. So when it comes to trading Jimmy Butler, they're not getting the offers that they like, and they're getting lowball. That's according to ESPN's Brian Windhorst. He said that the Heat have definitely gotten a lot of calls, especially when Jimmy requested the trade a few days ago, but rival teams are playing some really serious hardball right now and are not willing to offer really good contracts. They're trying to offer players that could be in the Miami Heat's rotation, but that have long-term contracts. Miami, a team that is going to be trading one of their all-star playoff superstars, if you want to call him that, Jimmy Butler, you would hope to get some first-round capital back, a young up-and-coming asset on a rookie scale friendly contract that has the potential to develop and grow within the Miami Heat system, or expiring contracts to get your cap space cleared up. So it doesn't seem like they're getting any of that right now. So Wayne Horst was saying right now, I think you're seeing a lot of teams testing just how low they might be able to buy Jimmy Butler for. He said the one exception would be the Phoenix Suns. And sort of the irony of this situation is they're the best fit. They're the most aggressive for Jimmy Butler. And out of all the 29 teams, they're probably going to be the one that has the hardest time getting him. And the reason why is because we've been talking about this in other videos, and 5 Reasons has been talking about this a lot on their podcast. The only way the Miami Heat can actually trade away Jimmy Butler to the Suns is for Bradley Beal. So Bradley Beal, one, has a no trade contract. He has a no trade clause in his contract. And 2, Bradley Beal has one of the worst contracts in the NBA, if not the worst. He's top 5 paid player in the NBA, does not play like a top 20 player, probably even close to that. Maybe he's like top 30, probably top 30, I guess. I don't know, but one of the worst contracts. So the Miami Heat have stated they do not want Bradley Beal. They had to come out and say that, even though that was obvious, because 2 seasons ago, when he was even younger at age 28, 29, the Miami Heat had an opportunity to get him for multiple second round picks, but they didn't want his egregious contract on the books back then. Why would they want him now? He's older, same injury prone guy, misses 25, 30 games every season. So they would have to find a third team or a fourth team, and those are very hard to put together, and those are hard to put together fast. So that's going to be complicated. It's going to be hard to maneuver. And the issue with this is now the Miami Heat, their dilemma is that they don't have that much leverage. And I don't know how much that's going to improve in their favor between now and the February 6th NBA trade deadline. And everybody already knows Butler wants out. He's suspended now. So after the loss to the Pacers, the Miami Heat lost at home 128-115 and were embarrassed. And Jimmy was just standing in the corner, didn't do shit. He basically said he lost his joy on the court and he probably won't rediscover it in Miami. And then hour after his press conference, that's when Shams basically said Jimmy Butler wants to part ways with the Miami Heat and kind of officially made his trade request. And so we know the Miami Heat suspended Jimmy Butler for 7 games. He missed his first game last night against the Utah Jazz in a huge blowout. So I think Jimmy found a little joy in that, watching his former or soon-to-be former team lose by 36 points to the 4th worst team in the NBA with 7 games only that they have won prior to beating the Heat last night. So Windhorst and Shams basically said the Miami Heat are looking to trade Jimmy Butler as soon as possible. So I don't think they want this to linger. But again, they're not going to just take any offer at this point. And they don't like any of the offers. Again, Windhorst said they really don't like any of their offers. It was getting, they didn't like any of their offers they were getting 2 weeks ago when Shams was reporting that Jimmy prefers a trade, that Jimmy has 4 destinations that he wants to go to. We already know those teams. And other teams were calling, and basically the Heat weren't getting any good offers 2-3 weeks ago. And that's when Riley came out saying, we're not going to trade Jimmy Butler. And now we know what happened after 2 weeks. He requested a trade. Miami Heat have lost leverage. They can hold on to Jimmy Butler, obviously, and not trade him. And let him walk as a free agent next season if he doesn't pick up his option, and the Miami Heat can have cap space that way. But either way, it's like a no-win situation right now. And I think ripping off the Band-Aid probably makes the most sense for the Miami Heat to get rid of Jimmy Butler, who's disgruntled, who's going to be a distraction all season if he does for some reason stay. But this sucks for the Miami Heat because they might have to take a weaker offer potentially, or they just play the game where they wait it out. And I don't know, like, will Jimmy voluntarily sit out and miss games and lose his paycheck? Or will he play somehow? Is that even possible or feasible? Probably not. Why would you want to risk injury um, playing for a team that he like apparently hates now and has no joy playing with? So what the hell are they going to do? Who the hell knows? But Pat Riley's stubborn. We know he's stubborn. We saw what he did with the Damian Lillard trade. I'm sure he lowballed the hell out of Joe Cronin, and that's part of the reason why we didn't get him versus Joe Cronin and the Portland Trailblazers office apparently not picking up their phone calls. Like, I don't know how much truth there is to that, honestly, but who knows? We'll see. Pat can be stubborn. We know he's an old man. He's 80 years old. And yeah, maybe he has been sleeping. I defend Pat Riley forever based on his legacy, what he's done for this franchise. No, let's see how many teams. There's only 11 teams, I think, in the entire NBA that have 2 championships or more. He's won 3 with the Miami Heat. Okay, so we could talk all the crap we want, but that enough has cemented his legacy. But still, there are times when you need to hang it up, and he might need to do that after this mismanagement of the Jimmy Butler situation. It's not just his fault. Jimmy's to blame too. He's quitting on the team apparently, but this is what Jimmy Butler does. This is his MO apparently when he wants to leave to go to another team, burns bridges, and it's not entirely Jimmy's fault. Still respect Jimmy, but I'm a Miami Heat guy. First and foremost, if I have to pick any player in Miami Heat history, that's Dwayne Wade. That's the only guy that I would side with in any scenario is the Miami Heat's legend. And otherwise, I'm here for the team, but I'm also a fan of Jimmy Butler still, and I want him to succeed in the future, even though he couldn't do that with the Miami Heat. But anyway, that's all I have for this episode. Let me know your thoughts if the Miami Heat are going to make a trade before the trade deadline, and do you think they're willing to accept not the best offer just to get rid of him before the trade deadline so they don't have to deal with the drama anymore?